John, you're out. What did you make of your team's performance?
Started off okay. Had chances to go further in front. You're leading, and we let them wrestle the initiative off us. And ultimately we've lost the game because of lack of quality from us, really. You know, we conceded a goal. We came in on Sunday, we went through it. The first goal that we conceded on Saturday, we've got the ball in exactly the same position and we do exactly the same thing. We try and play a ball inside. That isn't a good ball, that gets cut out, that gets transferred to the other side of the pitch and the ball's in your net. When, you know, at least one player's shouting for them to spin it or to turn them, and if he puts the ball down the line, they don't score. And then it hurts to go out like that because I don't think it was a good game. I don't think either team were good. And then the winning goal comes from us having the ball again. This time it's Tommy Lane, he doesn't quite find Jack with the pass. And then we don't work back hard enough to stop a cross, and it's more or less a carbon copy of the first goal. So we're not learning from our mistakes. And then the quality of passing, and you know, I know they've got their two centre halves out tonight, but we just couldn't really cope with the loss of the players that we've lost tonight. So losing Brad Hills, losing Big Josh, losing Joe Pritchard after 20 minutes, losing Roz, and then having to take Sean Worley and Seamus off because they were both injured. We just couldn't cope with that, and that's no disrespect to the other lads who've come on, because they give their all, but they haven't been playing a lot of football, and it takes time to just get acclimatised back to it. And as much as you try and train hard, and you know, I know we had a run out with the 23s last week, it's just not enough. You know, it's just getting up to the speed of the game, and I just thought we were just lacking a little bit on that front, and a lot of our attacking quality disappeared.
How pivotal did losing Pritchard? I think it was half an hour he went off eventually. You seemed to lose a lot of rhythm after he went off.
Yeah, I mean, he'd been feeling tight all, you know, since yesterday, to be honest, like, and it was a risk playing him, to be honest, like, but you know, sometimes you know, we haven't really scored, hasn't he? You know, so to a certain extent it's paid off, but you just miss him being able to carry the ball, and his touch. He generally secures the ball better. So I thought Tommy did a really good job as a whole midfielder tonight. And then we were forced to push him forwards, and he gets on the ball, but he doesn't get on it as much. So that didn't help. But you know, we've just got to hold our hands up and say on the night our lack of quality let us down. And you know, I know we've lost players, but we can't make excuses. You know, I go back to what I said. You know, when the first tie was drawn. Last thing we wanted was extra time tonight anyway. That was you know, with the injuries that we've had. That's something that we could have done without. But you know, the only person who really suffers in this is the chairman, because you know the club loses a lot of money by not having a cup run, or loses the opportunity to earn a lot of money. And you know, even the £40,000 prize money tonight, you know, it can make a big dent in what you're going to do. So you know, he's the one who bears the brunt of it. You know, for us, we know we're not going to win it. And sometimes it can get in the way, possibly got in the way last year, and every time we've been successful, we've exited the cup early rounds. you know I'll never want to exit the cup early downs, and I'm sick now. I'm sick the way we went out. I'm sick the way we played, because I know we can play better than that. But you know, when you're shuffling the pack as much as what we've had to do, you can lose a little bit of rhythm. But we've just got to pass the ball better, and we pass the ball better, we can hurt teams. I know we can. And we've just got to be a little bit more composed, you know, and to suffer so many injuries in one game as well, you know what I mean? Coley feeling his groin. So yeah, he's damned if he do, he's damned if he don't, because if you keep them on and they end up being out for 6 or 7 weeks, we can't afford to lose 5 or 6 players 6 or 7 weeks. You know, Sean Morley possibly could have stayed on, but you run the risk of losing him for Saturday, and then it's really, really hard. And you've got to balance what's important, and the important thing is the Football League. 1, maintaining Football League status, and then 2, trying to climb up the table. But we also want to give ourselves a chance to be in the latter rounds of the FA Cup and get the big draw. And I'm really, really disappointed, and disappointed for the fans, the ones who turned up. And it's hard, you know, for the ones who turn up and they see a depleted, well, not much a depleted side, but they see a side go in front like they did on Saturday, and then find a way to lose the game. And really, if we'd have been a little bit more savvy, we could have kept our foot on the gas a bit more and occupied them a little bit more.
Just on the injuries, do you hope that getting them off quite quickly will mean that we're talking minor things short term rather than anything serious?
Well, we're hoping that's the case with Joe Pritchard. You know, you're in the lap of the gods with injuries at the moment. Well, anytime you're in the lap of the gods with injuries, you know, you can try and do all your prehab, you can try and do all your fitness programs, and someone, you know, football's an explosive game, and someone makes a sudden burst, you know, they can do multiple injuries. And the more finely tuned they get, the more susceptible they tend to be to injuries. What we can't do is curl up in the ball now and let it used as an excuse, you know. And it's easy to hide behind excuses. When you're hurting, it's easy to say, well, I'm hurting because of this or because of that. You're better off looking closer to home. You know, we know we've got to pass the ball better. We'd made a big focus of that 5 or 6 weeks ago, and it paid dividends. We started to win games, we started to control games. We've just come off that a bit, and that's something that we're going to have to revisit in training. We're going to have to keep hammering home to them, and we're going to have to keep hammering home the importance of not conceding goals. Not conceding goals when you've got the ball is a big thing. You know, everyone goes on about transition at the moment in football, but it is become very evident that teams are counting on teams and scoring. You know, it's happened to us 4 times in the last 2 days, or the last 3 days, when we've had the ball and they've gone on to score. So we've got to be better than that, and you only get it by hard work. And I'm certainly up for the task. I've got to make sure that the players in there are up for the task, or someone will have to go and someone will have to come in and tell you it.